very safe with Toddlers. Tonight's bugs are yucky!
Hi, welcome back for another week of Real Estate for Toddlers. Thanks for joining us this week. I'd love for you to like and subscribe to the channel, and if this video is helpful for you or if you think it might be helpful to somebody that you know, please feel free to share it with them. I hope it provides some great information for someone out there that's either a current homeowner or is looking to become a homeowner in the near future. This week we're going to be talking to a pest control solutions company based in the Atlanta area, and what we're going to talk to them about is the pest inspection process, why it's important, what they should be looking for, and how it's going to help you as a potential home buyer to avoid some really big issues. So welcome on my cousin Jordan Wells. He's a great guy and a great professional here in the Atlanta area. He's going to walk us through the process and why it's so critical. Well, welcome back for another episode of Real Estate for Toddlers. I keep running my family through because they're all in related businesses. So once again, I got a cousin that I really do think can provide valuable services for you on the buying or selling side out there in the Atlanta market. This is Jordan Wells. Jordan, as you can see by the shirt there, works for Titan Pest Solutions. Titan Pest Solutions is a full-service pest control company. They can take care of any problems you got. I'll let him do the sales pitch a little later on. But the reason I wanted to talk to Jordan is because I think the pest control, the pest inspection side of looking for your next home is something that people often don't think about until it's probably a little bit too late in the process. Most of you probably know about the home inspection, the overall inspection. It's going to look at the AC, it's going to look at the flooring, it's going to look at the foundation, it's going to look at the roof, all that kind of stuff. And yes, that's important, that's good. Definitely want to be doing that. But the thing that gets overlooked sometimes is the pest inspection, and you can end up costing yourself a lot of money in the long run if that's something that you don't pay really close attention to. So I wanted to talk to Jordan for a few minutes today about that pest inspection, why it's important, what he does, what he's looking for, all that kind of stuff. So Jordan, let's start with this. If you were going to be buying a home, why would you want a pest inspection?
It's important to have pest inspections for several different reasons. Subterranean termites, any kind of wood destroying organism, as well as mice, rats, carpenter bees, all that kind of stuff can cause some serious damage that can cost a lot of money. It's important to have a WDO inspection because in Georgia, every acre has up to 15 termite colonies. So it's not a matter of if you're going to get termites, but when are you going to get termites? And you don't want the house to have termites. You buy it, and then all of a sudden you're on the hook to pay for the damage. You need to make sure that before you buy that house, that it's inspected and cleared of termites, or that it has an active termite bond on it.
So you mentioned two things there that I want to make sure everybody understands: the WDO letter and the bond. What are the differences between those? What are those two things?
So the WDO letter, a clearance letter, is what it's known as. It's a letter stating that the house is clear of wood destroying organisms, and that includes subterranean termites, powder post beetles, wood destroying fungus, and a few other things that you don't run into very often. The main culprit that we find on this letter is subterranean termites. And you ask about a bond. A bond is an actual treatment that has been done or a baiting system that's been installed, and the company that is installed with is responsible. So if you do buy a house that is under a bond, you need to get the bond transferred into your name. That way, if there is termites at any point, that company is in charge of treating the active termites, and if it does have a damage warranty on it, they're in charge of the damage.
So if it's bonded, that means that in certain circumstances, if there's damage that's been done, I might be able to actually get some help with that. It's not just going to be on me as the homeowner. Okay, now I've got $10,000 worth of damage and I'm on my own, if it's a bonded property and it's been transferred properly, there might be some help out there. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, as long as it is a repair and retreat warranty. If it's just a retreat warranty, then you are still on the hook for the damage. So it's important when you're buying a house to understand the difference between the two. If it's just a retreat bond, we will treat the active termites, but as far as the damage, we're not responsible for it. And the reason that those bonds are in place is usually because there's some kind of conditions conducive. Something on the house makes the house susceptible to termites, whether it's an inaccessible area, moisture, anything like that that isn't corrected, we can't put a repair and retreat warranty on.
So you mentioned it a few times, and I'm assuming I know the answer, and it's termites, but in the metro Atlanta area where you're doing all your work, is that the number one pest that people are concerned about when they're doing home inspections? Is that kind of the capital T termite?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That is the main concern.
Well, I think you said not 15 termites every acre, but 15 termite colonies every acre. So if you own, let's say you own a half-acre lot, that's still 7.
Yeah.
That's still 7 termite colonies. So that's definitely something we want to be looking out for. So when you go on these pest inspections, what are you as a professional, because I'm a real estate agent, I don't know what to look for when it comes to pests. If I see a rat in front of me, I can tell you there's a rat in the house. That's about all the expertise you're getting out of me. So what are you looking for when someone asks you to come look for pests?
So there's several different things that we look for. When we're looking for termites, we're looking for any kind of moisture buildup, cellulose debris, the siding being below minimum standard, which it needs to be 6 inches above the ground. There needs to be a gap between the siding and the dirt itself. If it's below that, then it's susceptible. It's considered conditions conducive, and it can be susceptible for termites. If we're looking for rodents, we're always going in the basement, in the attic, looking for droppings, any tunneling and insulation, any kind of entry points, holes outside, holes in eaves, holes in crawl space vents, and where AC lines run in. If there's anything like that, then we definitely notate that and let you know that if it doesn't have rats currently, it's got entry points to have them eventually.
Yeah, it's just because they're on vacation for a little bit. They'll be back. Your house guests will return.
Yes.
So Jordan, that's all really, really helpful to know. If someone does get in a situation where they get an inspection done and it turns out that there's a termite problem and the house does not have a current bond, what are they looking at? I mean, what's the next step from that point?
If you are the seller, then you've got to get it treated. The only way that you're going to get a clear letter, which is required, is to have it treated.
Let me stop you there, because that's a really important thing too. If you're on the selling side, and you know of a termite problem, you have to disclose that. You have no choice but to disclose that. And what Jordan just mentioned is really important. To get a buyer to the closing table, you're going to have to address that problem, because we were talking before we went on camera, and most lenders, they want that letter or bond. They want to see it. They want to see proof.
Yeah, just about. I haven't seen any lender in the last, say, 2 years that hasn't required it.
So it's not just a buyer problem. If you're a seller and a pest inspection gets done and there's termite damage, and it comes out that you knew about it, you're in big trouble. Even if you didn't know about it, there's still going to be a tough road to get to the closing table at that point. But you have to disclose it, one, and you have to do something about it, two. Let's say we're on the other side. If we're a buyer and that comes up, what might be the next steps in that negotiation process with the seller?
Notifying the seller that we found active termites and that it needs to be treated, and they need to pay for it before you move any further. Definitely don't buy a house that has active termites. If they're not willing to pay for it, I mean, I would move on, because there's no telling what kind of damage has been caused behind the walls. I mean, we can see tunneling, we can see pop-out holes, we can see swarmers, but there's no telling how long they've been there, what kind of structural damage they've caused. So it's very important to not buy a house with active termites.
Seeing swarmers sounds like something out of a nightmare. There's swarmers everywhere. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, rarely do I get there when there's swarmers. Usually those have already come and gone, but it does happen sometimes.
Well, Jordan, since I brought you all the way out here, can you give us the quick sell on Titan and what you guys do, and if they're in the metro area, what kind of services do y'all provide?
We're local, family owned. Me, my dad, and my brother are all in business together. We offer general pest control, termite control, rodent control, and mosquito control.
Try and make sure that you deal with him or his brother when you call. The dad's a little out there.
But all of our services are guaranteed. So if at any point in between your services you have any issues with anything, you just give us a call. We'll come back out and take care of whatever the issue is.
Jordan, thanks so much. Appreciate you coming out. And I really do think it's important for all of you out there to understand what that pest inspection process is, why it matters, and again, what your options might be if something's uncovered during that process. So thanks for checking in with us. We'll be seeing Jordan again soon for another video, and we'll see you next week.